Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you Tuesday, October the 27th. The year is 2020. Let's talk trading. The reality of trading. Cold, hard truths. Part 2. Before we get started, I just want to remind you, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Cold, hard truth. I was texting and chatting and called a trader on the phone today because he was kind of getting off the path. And what I mean by that was he wanted to add some things to his chart and do this and do that. And I asked him a question. I go, "Are you profitable? Are you making money?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "Well, don't change a thing." He goes, "Yeah, but I want to go, are you profitable?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "Don't change a thing." I had to hit him upside the head with that metaphorical 2x4. And then he said, "Well, I wanted to look at the charts." I go, "Well, have it on two different screens if you want one chart, so you don't have to flip between charts." He goes, "Well, I have two screens." I go, "Well, there you go." And I'm not going to single this guy out by name, but I know he's going to know I'm talking about him. And then we got to talking, and he was at work. I said, "You're supposed to be working." He goes, "Well, it's kind of, you know, times are slow." And I go, "Look, if you can't put your full attention on trading, you shouldn't be trading. You should be working if you're at work." So he goes, "Yeah, I know." But, that brought up something else, which was, I get this question probably once a month, maybe twice a month. Some trader wants some system where they can, put a trade on and not have to, because they got to go to work. They want to put a trade on and come home and see, a couple hundred or a couple $1,000 in their account. And the cold hard truth about trading is you better be paying attention, when you've got your money on the line. Sure, you can take position trades and swing trades and hedges and all of that, but if you're just wanting to trade, a pure trader, a day trader, an in and out trader, where you might be in a position for what, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, a couple of minutes, an hour. An hour is like forever. So you gotta you just have to realize that this isn't something that you can just put the trade on, walk away, because then it's like that's almost like gambling. It's like, hey, you put the trade on, you walk away, and you hope it works out sometime. I mean, technically that's what we do. We put trades on and we hope they work out. But it's one thing to be sitting there when the market might give you an opportunity for just a couple of seconds to take a 1 or 2 pip profit before it goes against you 50 pips. That's just the cold hard truth. Okay? So, I hope somebody out there can glean something from what I've just said. Because if you think you're just going to put some system on or some robot and it's going to make you a ton of money, hey, if you can do it, I take my hat off to you. Okay? I give you 2 thumbs up. But for most people, most traders, that's not the way it works. You got to get in there and you got to grind it out. Sure, you might say, okay, well, it's at a monthly top, so I'm going to short and I'll put my stop loss on and see what happens. And then maybe you check back in an hour or 4 hours or at the end of the day and you say, oh, I'm up. There, let me move my stop loss. If you want to trade like that, you can do that too. But, if you are going to trade like that, you better have your risk management in place. You better not lose more than you're willing to lose on a particular trade. And it's just that simple. I know you guys hear this almost every day when I make these videos, but it's just something that's that important. And repetition is the mother of skill. And this is a skill you really need to have, which is putting on that risk management each and every trade. So let's just look here. We still have two pairs that haven't filled the gap for the week. You see the pound did that. Pound's 14 pips off the weekly high at the moment, and it's 18 pips above the open. You can see here it popped out of the range, opening range for the week, which was yesterday's range, a little bit here. 180 pips off the open. And once again, if you're new here, it's like, and you're wondering why I'm not flipping back and forth between the different pairs, it's for a couple reasons. One, and this is the pair that I trade and Walmart trade. We trade together sometimes. And two, it's to show you that you don't have to change pairs looking for the hot pair. You can trade this pair every day, whether it's moving crazy like this or if the range is somewhat compacted. You don't need to do that. In other words, cut down on a variable. When you trade the same pair day after day, you get to see and notice certain characteristics that you can then exploit in your trading. And once again, if you're not sitting in front of the screen, you just put the trade on, you walk away, you're not going to see those things. It's just that simple. And to talk about a compressed day, only one pair over 100 pips. And what is going on with the beast, the pound yen, only 44 pip range? I have no clue why it's so compressed like that. If anybody knows, let me know, because I haven't been following it, and I just noticed that that's crazy. 44 pip range on the pound yen, the beast. Okay, as you can see, here's the buy zone. This was the open. We had the pivot just outside the buy zone, so slightly long bias. You see here it triggered, took out the pivot. You had a short opportunity here. You could pick up a few pips, not many, and then another buy zone triggered, and you can see what here, pro trade buy zone, a couple of close but no cigars. Maybe you went long there because it hit the pivot. Okay, red rats, get ready to feast here. You can see here we've got a green candle, a red candle, about ready to break the low of that red candle, which is 648. And once again, remember, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Okay? So just be careful when you're trading. I'm so tempted to put a short on there. As we see, we took out the pivot here on the pivot chart. We took out the weekly pivot. We showed that yesterday. Once again, weekly pivot out, daily pivot out. So pivot traders were rewarded. You can see we're in the upper wick zone here. We've already left the high side twice. We've left the low side a few times. Let's see if we can leave the low side again. And there you go on a trading screen, 79 pip range on the day, which is at the 10 percentile. That means, out of the last, that's only 20. Why is that only 20? Okay, smart ranges, current, that's not the one I want. Smart ranges 1 hour, that's not the one I want. Smart ranges day. Test bars. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, as you can see here, it's at 79, which is at the 11 percentile. So only out of the last 100 bars, only 11 had a range less than 79. Now I'm kicking myself. I really wanted to put a trade on there. That's okay. Making the video. And you can see here, once again, candle color at the line, simple trading. No reason to try anything fancy here. A short at 70, you'd be up almost 5 pips at the moment. You can see here, if you did that actually hit? It actually broke it, so that may have caused you to stop out, but you'd pick it up on the next one. And maybe if you got took a long hair, you're up 10, 20, almost 30 pips, you know, you can afford that loss of stopping out. Once again, traders, I can't stress it enough. If you're profitable, do not change a thing. Don't try and squeeze that last bit of juice out of the lemon. You know, the effort's not worth it. If you got something that's working, just be happy, be mindful. You know, now if it stops working, if you notice that gets a little bit harder or something, you know, then you might want to analyze the uh the pair you're trading. You might want to look at the chart. You might want to run some statistics. You might want to look at percentiles, frequency distributions. And you definitely, first thing you want to do is make sure you're taking your signals. You're taking your signals when you're supposed to take your signals. And you're doing everything that you're supposed to do. I think we've gone over a few of those things in other videos. But it's just a cold, hard truth that if you want to trade, you have to be in front of the screen, especially if you're day trading. If you're, you know, if you're trying to, we call it scalping. Technically, it's not scalping. Call it, you can, if you want to be a pip bandit, you want to go in there and rob the market for a couple of pips here and there. You know, that's what you're doing. You're trading. But you know, anybody that comes to me and says, "Hey, Rumpled One, you know, I got to work and I want to, you know, not want to pay attention to the trades and I want to make a lot of money." I'm gonna tell you, and don't trade. It's that simple. I have to laugh because, like I said, it happens so often. And as you can see here, this is a pretty clean screen. I mean, we've got an indicator that tells you how much time is left, and we got one here too. We've got some horizontal lines on the screen. That's it. This is what you need. In fact, I received an email. Somebody wanted me knowing which all the indicators. I go, you know, you can use TRO HL5 or you can use sweet spots. That's all you need, you know. And later this week, maybe tomorrow and the next day, I will be talking about the skills that you need as a trader, but it's probably not what you think. It probably is not what you think they are. In fact, if you'd like to take a gander, in the comments below, leave a comment, what skills you need as a trader. It'd be interesting to see what you guys think before I say what I think. Let's see, that trade coming, let's see, where were we? See, it pushed down a little bit. I think it may have given up a pip. Maybe it'll give up a little bit more here. I've got another minute or so in the video. We can sit here and watch. Now, some of you, this is the M15 chart. Some of you may be trading M5, the chart, off that chart. And if you are, you'll probably have a different, you might have had a different trigger. Usually when I do the rat, I'm probably either on M5 or M1 myself, and I switch back and forth just to get a slightly different perspective. And for some strange reason here, this screen isn't changing. Not sure why. Let me pause the video for a sec. Yeah, so you see, if you had done that last M5 trigger was here, you'd be up a few pips. But just remember, traders, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. And if you're new, welcome aboard. Click subscribe, click like, click the bell, share the video all over the internet. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.